Hey there guys, HaloPlasma324 and welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, we had a heated discussion with Jigoro, and Hisao and Shizune lost their virginity. Yeah, it's quite a day. So, with that being said, let us move on. The days since then have passed so quickly that time seemed to slip through my fingers like water. Every time I tried to talk with Shizune, she's been running out errands with Misha. I feel as if she's avoiding me. I'm not surprised. Of course it bothers me, but I think the way she's acting seems pretty natural. Then again, it's not like I've been through this before. Whenever I can't find Shizune, I end up running to Misha, and when I do ask her to help with my signing, However, she always ends up squirming out of it. We're leaving after today, so I'm determined not to let her escape this time. Once we head back to school, we're probably going to have to start grinding through more student council affairs in preparation for school restarting. I want to brush up on my signing as much as possible by then, even if it's a day's work. Come on, it's pretty much having a couple of sign language conversations. You do that all the time. Actually, you're doing it right now. Ah, really, He-chan? That's funny. Misha temporarily stops her unconscious signing in order to wave her hands in front of her face in denial, but then quickly resumes gesturing everything the both of us are saying to no one in particular. He-chan, you're so persistent. Suddenly being interested in sign language again. Could it be that He-chan wants to make a career out of it? That's not fair, that was my idea first. You should be careful, He-chan. Times change too quickly. By the time I decided I wanted to be a sign language interpreter, they have cell phones that people could type out whole paragraphs on. Amazing! Not very good for me, though. As if she knows that another deferral isn't going to cut it this time, Misha changes her tune pretty quickly to a more apologetic one. I'm sorry, He-chan, I'm just so tired, especially lately. Even though being with She-chan is fun, she has way more energy than me. Teaching on top of that would be too tiring. I don't have much stamina. Sorry. She doesn't seem very tired, shouting the statement with her usual cheer and vigor. I know it's wrong of me to keep pestering her like this, though. Actually, She-chan and I were planning on going shopping today. It's our last chance to pick up some souvenirs. Souvenirs, huh? Almost forgot that I was on vacation. I understand what you're saying. Teaching doesn't seem so easy. Hideki asked me to teach him how to sign. I was unbelievably lost the whole time. Well, I wonder how it'll work for you when you become a sign language teacher. Can't get tired too easily doing that. Yeah, right. I hope not. He-chan, now I'm kinda worried, but souvenirs, so some other time, He-chan. Ha ha ha. Do you want us to get you something too? Just because I understand doesn't mean I don't want her to teach me. I suppose I can't press her any further now, though. Even I'm bothered by how selfish it would seem to do so. I give up. No, don't get me anything. I'm serious. Don't surprise me with a funny shirt or something, okay? Hehehehe. I don't like the sound of that. Slipping on her shoes, she yells goodbye to the otherwise empty house and opens the door to leave, letting a cool breath of fresh air into the hallway. A tuft of dark hair peeking from the door frame tells me Shizune is waiting for her outside. Good morning. Misha translates for me beyond the doorway, and Shizune turns around to give me a small wave. Even though it's different from her usual offhand greetings in the smallest ways, there's an unmistakable hesitation there. It leaves me with a vaguely empty and distant feeling. He-chan, you're up early. Now, am I interrupting a conversation? I was trying to get Misha to teach me how to talk to you, but I guess I was being impatient and didn't wait. You two were planning on going shopping today anyway. Having Misha there, I forgot to sign my words as I say them. Unfortunately, since Shizune moved to fill the doorway, Misha's behind her. This brief misalignment in our positions means that what I'm saying is totally lost on her. I don't understand you at all. There are things I want to say that I can't put in a way she would understand, and there are entire conversations that she could have that would go right over my head. I want to tell her that it won't be that way for much longer. Instead, I just say never mind and tell them to have a good time, then wave them off. Seems like everyone's out for the day, so I sit down in the biggest and most comfortably looking chair in the living room with a book. Not a sign language book, one of the novels I checked out of the library in my first week. That was so long ago, I should really start shipping in that pile of books I borrowed, or at least return them. Oh, here we go. 16 pages in, the asshole walked into the room, a stack of papers in one hand and his sword twirling idly like a baton in the other, casually shaking water from a recent shower from his hair. Upon being seen doing something so ungentlemanly, he freezes like a deer in the headlights and slowly moves on to smoldering with powerful but baseless fury as he sits down on the couch a few feet away. This is only the first time I've met third time I've met him, and already I'm starting to feel nauseous on reaction. I guess in a way that could be considered a kind of charisma. I haven't even said anything and he already seems less than pleased. It's likely a bad idea to provoke him, and just talking to him may count as provoking him. However, I can't help thinking of the alternate situations that could play out. Let's say I don't open my mouth at all and walk away, maybe to go read in my room or outside. That would definitely go down as an unforgivable insult. He would probably tell me to hold it and destroy me. Either way, not too polite on my part. What are you reading? The draft of my autobiography. It is the story of a man who wakes up to find his uninvited guest in his living room, sitting in his chair and reading shallow literary dreck. I've barely started the book, and I don't even have an opinion on it yet. I can already see how this conversation is going to play out, so I might as well try to steer in a different direction. Where's Hideki? You even ask questions rudely. Disgraceful. That aside, why would you even ask such a stupid question? How would I know? Am I my son's keeper? Well, you are his dad, and it seems like he does live here, so... But I guess I can't say that tempting as it is. I give up. I already tried to make small talk with him and failed. It's like trying to talk to a brick wall that also hates you. That is my cue to leave and sift through my wallet to see if I have enough money to go to a movie. As I'm about to stand, I have second thoughts. I'm too tired to go through trying to smooth over my problematic situations by trying to continuously walk away from them. It's hypocritical of me to get upset at Misha for trying to defer things from when I run from my own girlfriend. When Jigoro attempts to tempt me, I'm almost glad, even though I no longer have any intention to leave. Wait. He says it with plenty of authority, but nothing else, as if it's a particularly commanding afterthought. Only a very powerful or very arrogant person can tell someone to hold on in such a manner. I'm sort of impressed. You're in the student council with Shizune, aren't you? What is your job there? I don't think there's specific roles other than president. Shizune is always trying to round up people to help out here and there. Usually we might get like one person to pitch in, but otherwise the three of us do whatever needs to be done. It's crossed my mind a couple of times around when I first met her that Shizune's disquietingly analytical stare might be because of her deafness, but it turns out that it's a trait shared by everyone else in her family. That's okay with you? Why wouldn't it be? You, Shizune, and that pink-haired girl. Is that really your entire student council? With a student council that small, they wouldn't even bother to hold elections. I'm going to take a guess and say that you didn't join the student council. Shizune drafted you into it. You said you don't know exactly what your title is. That makes sense. I suppose if you even weren't elected, you wouldn't be expected to know. After all, if you're not elected, you aren't really anything. No one's going to respect the student council like that. An unelected body of 3 people trying to scrounge up the equivalent of temp workers must be a sorry school if these 3 kids having a tea party can handle every issue. What's how small it is have to do with anything? If the student council gets things done, isn't that enough? It's not just a game either. Maybe you should actually come to the school one day. If you get there on the right days, you might even actually be able to see what Shizune is able to accomplish. Do you think I have so much free time that I can afford to waltz all over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self... This guy really fucking annoys me. Do you think I have so much time that I can afford to waltz over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self... Whatever the fuck that word is. I have never been more disgusted in my life. Then go the fuck away. What you're saying is that they might as well not have had a student council, but the fact remains that there is one. And Shizune got elected to it, and for her it isn't a meaningless position. In fact, she works very hard for it. You sound like someone who voted for her. No, I wasn't there for that. Ka, you didn't even vote for her. Well, besides that, why don't you ask Hideki about this? Shizune's wanted to be a high school student council president ever since middle school. She would have read him all her practice speeches wasting his time. For what reason? This whole time, he hasn't even looked up from thumbing through his manuscript. It's getting increasingly frustrating. Because it isn't a game, we don't run the school, but it's not like we're just playing at it and not taking it seriously. I wonder if it is so wrong to not be a purist. I've been to your school, really, the students there. I can already think of about 1,000,000 things he can say, or he might say, and I'm preparing for my heart to sink on hearing any of them. It's funny, there are probably things I've thought before. They don't even have cleaning duty. That was not what I expected at all. He's also wrong. They do, I should know. I get to skip out on it since I'm in the student council. The concept of being wrong confuses Jigoro. I should take this opportunity to go on the attack. It's really odd that I'm thinking this way about a simple conversation. It sounds like the last time you were there was really some time ago. If you can leisurely write memoirs, you can talk to Shizune now and then. Don't you think she has some stuff that she's proud of? That's how young people are. We have things to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, you should get that. Such an opportunity, and I blew it. I don't know how I was expecting him to react. Maybe introspectively, but Jigoro only grows angry by the second. Yet as he does, he also seems calmer in a way, more sure of himself and in control. Who do you think you are to assume that my life is so easy? You haven't even read my biography, yet you're able to tell me how I should handle my affairs, including dealing with my own daughter? You could never understand. Even if I were to get up from this couch, walk over to you right now and punch you in the forehead with brass knuckles with a condensed version of my life story, a condensed edition of my life story on them, leaving my biography and printed it in your face, you would not understand. For 12 years, Shizune did not even talk to me, even though I hired multiple tutors and interpreters of all sorts for her to try to get her to become normal. It isn't as simple as you think it is. If she does not want to bother me, that's fine. I assume that is normal. When was the last time you talked to your parents? It has been a while and I feel ashamed. Once that he caught me then at how easily I could have dropped my parents a phone call or sent me an email or even a letter and haven't. This knowledge only makes me feel more ashamed. I thought so. If I wanted to see my parents, I couldn't. This is different. You aren't that far away from her. It's only one train right away. That is enough. No means no. You are very persistent. If only it was about something that mattered. I can't see what you may have learned from my daughter aside from that and how to backtalk people. Is that it? Oof. This is really killing my vocal cords. It's killing something having to do with my voice and throat. The answer is yes. I wasn't this persistent or argumentative before meeting Shizune and Misha. After all, prior to meeting them, I just experienced a small death. It's a mystery as to why I refused to join the student council in the first place. Possibly it was from trying to get away from their nagging so much that I was able to get my energy back. It was a cute idea. I think again about why I'm still here. Arguing with Jigoro is pointless, yet I think I almost look forward to it. And he is right, I cannot understand him. Even if I did, he wouldn't care. I'm a louse that crawls on a whale, wholly insignificant. He has a confidence that I don't have. Shizune does, and it could be that reason why I'm here now. In an almost shouting match with the father. It could be the reason why I'm here now, in an almost shouting match with the father, is because some of that bravery is wrapped up onto me. However, I don't have anything to keep it going. Still, I hate him. I don't know what I could do. A few months ago, I think I would have punched him and let the consequences play out as they may. But now, I can't risk it. If he were hitting me back, he'd likely kill me. So in the end, the only thing I can do is look at Jigoro in silence, knowing that I have no reply, and hate him, and feel completely at a loss. Only, oddly, he takes it as defiance. Fine then. Have fun with that. Picking up his sword and using it to pull himself to his feet, he turns and casually saunters out of the room. I want to throw my book after him, but I'm happy to finally be alone, even if I'm not in the mood to read any longer. And we still have to talk to that asshole. Not the last time. I should probably stop after this part. It's 5:35 in the morning. I'm not going to sleep. No, fuck that. Our return trip to the school keeps getting delayed in one way or another. Shizune and Misha come back so late that there's no use even leaving, and we end up staying another day. The morning after, we missed the train by a single minute, and the next two don't arrive. We missed the fourth train because I wandered off to go get a drink in the meantime. Shizune wasn't very happy about that. By the time I finally get back to my room, I feel so tired, even though I spent most of the ride back sleeping. I can't say it's because of today. This seems like a familiar symptom of traveling. It's not the first time it's happened. If no one has beaten me to it, I could do a thesis on it, maybe in a medical journal. Returning from a trip syndrome. Not very creative. I fall asleep before I can think of a better name. A loud knock on my door wakes me up only a few hours into my nap. I'm annoyed because I had just been in the middle of a dream that I can't remember, having been woken up in the middle of it, but I'm sure it was a good one. I briefly wonder who it could be, but it's not like I get many visitors, so I'm sure it's Kenji. I hope he's just rolling at the welcome wagon and not going to hit me up for money again. If that was the case, I'd be almost touched. Not touched enough to fight off the urge to roll over and go back to sleep, though. A few hours after that, I wake up again and immediately spot an envelope on the floor. Must be something that came in the mail while I was away. That's Shizune and Misha's department, so I wonder if they dropped by to give it to me, or maybe someone filled it in for them in their absence and told Kenji to pass it along. When I pick it up, any remnants of sleepiness instantly vanish. Even if the name of the sender wasn't on it, I should have known whom it was from by looking at the envelope itself, realizing that it looks so familiar, by recognizing the delicate handwriting addressing it. It's from Iwanako. At first, I can't believe it, but it wouldn't be too hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. Of course, I hadn't thought that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend all of 5 seconds. After that, we barely spoke to each other. It would be too easy to put this letter away somewhere and forget about it. A part of me wants to do that, or throw it away unread. Why I want to do these things, I don't know. It would be easy to do them, easier than to read it. Slitting the envelope open with the tip of a pen, I'm surprised by the length of the letter that spills out. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you're well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second-year class got put together in Class 3-1 for the final year, so we're pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third year seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us all about it all the time, even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he would retire after our second year, but here he is nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well on exams. The small talk makes me feel nostalgic. It's almost like I'm in the hospital again. Every now and then, Iwanaka would drop by and give me the gist of what was going on in a class that, even then, I had an inkling that I would never return to. It's so weird to think we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person. I have no excuse for it. The truth is, the times I visited you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seem to become more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened, I'm sure, but somehow I got the feeling that you'd given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe? I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I'm really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most, even though I like you so much. At least now, finally, I can be more honest. What a convenient time for her to rediscover her sincerity. Well, even though I think that, I know she's right. Distant and disheartened is a good way to describe it. And maybe I had given up too. It weighs on my heart when I think back to when I was lying in the hospital, feeling so bitter that when she finally stopped showing up. I wasn't surprised, and I had no right to be. How could she stop coming when it was the only expectation? How could she not stop coming when it was the only expectation I had of her? She had dropped by for all of 6 weeks after the incident. If I drifted away from her, it was because I could already feel her moving herself away from me the moment she showed up. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you not to give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far if I just said something. I hope you've managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it feels more final somehow. What if we will meet again? Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanaka. It's a strange feeling. I know that I'm never going to hear from her again. If she really wanted to keep in touch, she wouldn't have picked a medium like snail mail to do it through. If she could get my address, then my email or phone number wouldn't have been much more work, had she wanted them. This is only a goodbye. I exhale, only just now becoming aware that I'd been reading with bated breath. Now who's being distant, Iwanako? But maybe it really is for the best. For her to pick up a pen and write this letter to me, it can only be because she felt guilty about how things ended. That she was hurt by how we floated out of each other's lives makes me feel sort of a wistful happiness. I almost want to thank her, and I only don't because I know she wouldn't want me to reply. There's a knock on my door, then it opens anyway a millisecond later. I forgot to lock it stupidly. Sup, man? Why is your door open? I run to the door faster than is probably medically safe for me to do, so I can prevent Kenji from seeing the mountains of pills just a couple of feet away from him, blocked from his sight only by the door. Then there's a letter I'm holding. If he asks about it, I don't think I could make up anything convincing. About 2 feet away from him, I realized that his vision is so bad that it was probably never an issue. He didn't even see me about to practically tackle him back through the door frame. Hey, what the hell, man? What are you talking about? Your room has a billion locks on it. You should just barge right through other people's doors. You didn't even wait a second after knocking before you tried the door. It was like simultaneous. You were already opened the door while you were knocking on it. See? That's exactly why I have all those locks. It's a cold and uncaring world out there. It's a great gatecrasher's world. Now you also understand. I just taught you a valuable lesson, dude. Knowledge is power. Why are you yelling at me? I'm a hero. Look at you. You didn't even lock your door. The average woman could have killed you a billion times already. Then replaced you with a female clone indistinguishable from the original. It almost happened to me. Ignoring the latter part, it's too confusing. Shit, why am I so tired? Oh, right. 5 in the morning. It's funny you should say that. He was unable to stop me from tackling him head on, yet apparently a woman could have killed me a billion times. If this man is a hero, we are all doomed. What's that you got there? Yeah, what's that you got there? Better. Somehow he's able to see the letter still in my hand. With how I've been waving it around, that is no surprise. I fold it back up quickly, but take care not to whip it behind my back or anything else. That would be too suspicious. It seems like I'm jumpier than I thought about Iwanaka writing to me. I got a letter. Oh yeah, I put that there. I was sleeping, then I woke up because I had heard explosions. I put it on my helmet and peeked outside to see what was going on. It was just that student councilwoman banging on your door. It was the one without pink hair. She was knocking so loudly that it was obvious she was filled with murderous rage. Rage at you. And she somehow sensed me behind her, and I tried to escape, but it was too late. She caught me and started pointing at the door. I opened her mouth to tell him that she's deaf, but decided not to, for various reasons. I didn't really get it. She got more and more pissed off, like an old man trying to reuse a touchscreen phone. She was gonna kill me to replace me with a woman version of me, but then the sunlight reflected off my glasses and blinded her, saving my life. It was like, behold, optic blast. Jesus. Now I know what that picture's from, okay. I don't get how someone with glasses can be hurt by glasses. She uses them too. She should be immune to their death rays, but whatever. She gave me this envelope with your name on it and just left. Clearly she was out for blood, so I lied and said you were away. I think you were away, right? I've been trying to ask you if you wanted to help me with my homework for a week now, but I kept getting no answer. Welcome back, man. Thanks. Yeah, so she gave me this envelope and it had your name on it. I didn't want to hold it onto it because what if it was a bomb? So I just shoved it under your door when she was gone. I was gonna tell you, but you got back before I could. At least it's not a bomb. Gee, thanks. I'm not going to help you out with your math homework because what if your math textbook is a bomb? He looks devastated and also like he's considering the possibility that it really could be a bomb. I guess it's possible since no one really uses their math book all that much. I throw the letter on the dresser behind me and turn to leave, swinging the door shut behind me as I do. It collides against the tip of Kenji's shoe and bounces back open while he hops around a bit, acting like it hurt way more than it should have. Before I know it, he's already inside my room. Now, I'm powerless to stop him before he scoops up the letter, strangely ignoring the towers of pill bottles surrounding it. Don't just read mail that isn't your own. Come on, what is it? A love letter from your girlfriend? Did she include any photos? Sexy photos? Oh, Kenji, you crazy fuck. Reclining against the dresser and paying no mind to the bottles he sends all over the floor by doing so, Kenji quietly reads through Iwanako's letter. The process takes seemingly forever, and with how close he holds it up to his face, it makes it look like he's trying to eat it. Who's Iwanako? My ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend, huh? This is the breakup letter, then. I thought they were a myth. No, well, I guess it is, but really, she's been my ex-girlfriend for a while. Anyways, I think I'm already over it. Kenji gives me a thumbs up, clearly relieved that I'm not going to take this into an awkward direction, although I almost want to since I told him not to read it. Yeah, that's a good attitude. It's alright, I had a bad breakup too, but you can't let it get you down. I mean, just look at me. But hey, she wrote your letter. Maybe she wants to get back together, huh? It says right here, write her back. She should do it. Is she cute? For a guy who thinks feminists are working to enslave men everywhere, he really is interested in cute girls. I have a girlfriend. Besides, look at the context. She doesn't want me to write back. Just because that's what it says, that isn't what she means. But that's what she wrote. This rockfish kid chick still totally wants you. It says it right here. I read it. I know what it says. I told you have to look at the context. She said I drifted away from her, and everything there shows she accepted that. I think the reason she wrote to me is she just wants to. I guess part amicably. But we're done. She doesn't want to get back together, or whatever you're thinking. As I think about it more, it sounds to me like I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. That's not a good place to be. I'm positive that she doesn't want me to write her back. I can live with that. If I were to write her back and got less than desirable response, or no response, then I would just be crushed. Perhaps the fear of that is why I'm trying to justify my decision. It could be, but I don't want to think about it. The thought is oddly repulsive. Why is this such a big deal to you anyway? Because you should write back to her. She wants you to. I want to see what the response is going to be. Damn, it doesn't even have to be a nice letter. That's cool too, but you could write an angry letter and call her out. That's my new attack strategy. I'm just going to call women out. You should try it. Even if she wrote me a letter, you have to understand what that means. Writing someone a letter is different now. It's not something you just do. Not in this kind of situation. You can pick up your phone and call someone across the world in an instant, and talk to them almost like they were there with you. Or send them an email. They'll be notified instantly that they got it and can reply back just like that. A letter can be a personal thing, but you want it to keep me in an arm's distance. It's not like I can pop over there and visit her. If I had her number, I could call her. If I had her mail, I could mail her. If she really wanted to hear back from me, she would have dropped one of those in there. I feel silly for continuously reassuring myself that I'm not fazed by Iwanako writing to me, when it's so obvious that I am. It could be like a gradual thing for her. She might be too shy to call you up. I remember my girlfriend would always send me text messages because she was so shy. It was annoying as hell, man. I didn't really give a shit about phones, so I didn't have the thing. And it turns out I had to pay for every single one. But I don't like phones, so I couldn't even call her back and tell her to cut that out. I did it anyway, though. I called her out. I even used a phone. It was literally the call out. I guess it was. Even if he's right, it means that Iwanako still wants to keep her distance from me. She's not ready to chat with me comfortably. Why? Am I some kind of freak? Not reassured by her actions anyway in that case. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But I just don't know. Kenji can't think of anything to say to that, and the silence that follows is so awkward and thick that I start to count the seconds until he makes up a reason to leave and excuses himself. I miss her. Your ex? Yeah, even if she was insane, it was nice being with her. My back's hurt. If she was still around, I could tell her to massage it. I don't know how to use an oven either. I miss baked food. We go bowling in the hallway sometimes. I miss that too. I had to bowl all myself during that last festival. You bowl in the hallway? You're gonna hit someone. She used to say that all the time. Kenji sighs nostalgically, clearly not appreciating just how badly someone can get hurt by slipping on a bowling pin. Apparently neither did his girlfriend since she bowled with him. What a strange definition of love, but I guess it's something. Maybe you should write her a letter. If she writes back, you can get married. Married? No. Okay, fine, but why not? You clearly like her, even though you hate women. Feminist, not women. Feminist. There's a difference. There are non-feminist women. Damn, your discrimination is incredible. Correlation doesn't equal causation. Even if she's insane and a woman, it doesn't mean she's a feminist insane woman. It's like how the absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. If it's true, then by the relative property, the presence of evidence doesn't equal the evidence of presence. Actually, I think it is, and I don't think it's called the relative property. No, shut up, it's mathematics. You saying math is wrong? I think he is wrong. So even Kenji has someone that he likes. I tempted to ask why he and his ex broke up, or to dig... Fucking hell. Or to dig for more information in general, but I shouldn't. Not only would it be prying, but he might reverse the question back at me. This conversation makes me think about Shizune, although the thoughts I'm having are scattered and wispy, just questions. What if I even had the chance to love Iwanako, and this whole situation with her still stings me, a sour note in the back of my mind. I like Shizune much more, yet it feels like I'm chasing her even now. I don't mind the chase, but I want to close that distance between us. Iwanako's letter is responsible, but I've also felt this way for a while. I've come closer, but it's not enough. I want to try again, right now. I tell Kenji to get out so I can change, then head for the student council room. The grounds are mostly deserted today, which is a shame because it's so nice out. No one answers when I knock. I try to go in anyway, but it's locked. Oh, I'm so fucking tired. Right, 5 in the morning. When I pull my hand away from the doorknob, it's covered in dust. It looks like no one's been here since we left. Since I'm already out here and dressed, I might as well get something to eat in town. My wallet's back in my room, though. On the way back there, I stumble across Misha sitting down behind the main building. Her eyes are closed in sleep, and she looks very tranquil. It's always been hard to picture her not constantly bouncing around or hopping on the tips of her toes impatiently. My first instinct is to call out to her and ask if she's seen Shizune, or if she wants to go to chat with me, but now that I've seen her, I don't feel like disturbing her. I leave her alone. And I think with that, I will end off this part. And, of course, I have to yawn again. Yeah. So, next time on Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. we'll do a lot of talking, like we do in every episode. So until then, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one, and keep on signing.